What's happening, YouTube? It's Simon 466 Cards, and today we're going to talk about how Panini has just stopped caring and just stopped trying. They've fully given up and don't care about anything anymore. The first half of this video is based on a post I saw in the Sports Cards Nonsense Facebook group, and the rest of that afterwards is just me. This is the first half. It is based off of a post by this fellow named Kevin. He saw this post. I'm not going to show you the full post because it will ruin it and spoil the ending for you, the punchline. But it is based off of this set of 2023 Panini Flawless nameplate patch autos. And so if you are unaware of what these are, they take the letters off the back of the jersey of a specific player. They split them up into individual cards, and then they make the whole last name an entire set. So in this case, it's Wes Welker. Obviously, Welker has 6 letters in it, so it's numbered out of 6. So you can see here is the E, here is the L. That's 2 of the 6. And if we click on the bidding history, you'll see that the E here is won by a seller with 4182 feedback. And the L is also won by someone with 4182 feedback. So it's clearly the same fellow trying to collect the entire Welker last name to complete the whole set, which I assume when you put it all together, it looks really cool. And I have to admit, this is a great idea. It's a really neat idea, and it adds to the set collecting side of things, right? To collect the full name. So this is a really cool set and a really cool idea. He's 2/6 of the way there. He's got the E and he's got the L, right? So I've got some bad news to this fella who is trying to bid on this. He's not going to be able to complete the Welker name because the W is backwards. You couldn't make this up if you tried. How Panini screwed this up is beyond me. The name of the player is right here. It's on the card. The person who does this has one job. You know that saying? You had one job? This was it. Put in the letter the right way. You must know, if this is your job, what the purpose of the letter is. At one point, you would have to assume this jersey and its letters were side by side by side by side by side. How does it get flipped upside down? And so as a result, this poor fellow who is trying to put together the Welker set, well, he's or she is going to end up with a Melker set if he or she collects all 6 of the letters. Like, this stuff is absolutely unbelievable. How little care about the quality of the product is. Like I said, you have to almost go out of your way to screw this thing up, right? And so Wes Melker is now the name of Wes Welker, or maybe Mess Melker. I don't know. This was absolutely absurd and really just speaks to how poor this product is. But that's not all. The other piece that I found really interesting and aggravating at the same time is the entire point of this set is that you take the letter off of the jersey of a player and then you put them into individual cards. And so that's what we have done here, but obviously with a big screw up. But if you look on the back of the card, it says the enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. And so this means that these letters aren't even pulled from a jersey that Wes Welker wore. They're just pulled off of a jersey from Dick's Sporting Goods or some other random apparel shop. And to that I say, well, then what the heck is the point of this card? The whole point of this card is that the letter is from the name on the back of the jersey. But if it has nothing to do with Wes Welker, whatever we want to call him for the rest of this video, then what's the point of this card? And I know you're probably saying, Simon, Panini does this all the time with their patches and patch autos. But for some reason, I find it particularly aggravating when they do something different than just a standard patch auto, where they put extra focus on the patch, and then it turns out that patch has nothing to do with the player itself. In this case, they're focusing on the specific letters, right? And other places where Panini does this, and that I find particularly aggravating, is these immaculate sneaker swatches or sneaker autos, right? So in theory, they're supposed to be pieces of the shoe. You can see here the grip on the shoe there, but if you go to the back of the card, the enclosed official licensed material is not associated with any specific game, player, or event. I've got a question. Besides the ridiculousness of the fact that this random piece of shoe, of sole on a shoe, is now on this card that's never touched Johnny Davis, how is a random shoe officially licensed by the NBA? Like, they are so lazy at Panini that they just copy and paste the same phrase over and over and over again because, if you collect basketball or football, you know that this is the phrase that they use for all of their products. This is a shoe. A shoe can't be officially licensed by the NBA, unlike a jersey or shorts or whatever. Shoes just belong to the player, whether it's Nike, Adidas, like, you can't license a shoe. So this is a straight lie, because you can't be officially licensed by the NBA. A jersey can. It could be a jersey that's never touched a player, like in this case. That can be official apparel. But I don't think a random shoe can be officially licensed material, because that is manufactured by Nike, Reebok, whatever, shoe company. And so Panini is so lazy and so just, I don't care anymore. And so, like I said, they've stopped trying, that even this blurb on the back of these cards isn't true, even though they're trying to say that this swatch or this patch doesn't matter. And so you'll see this again on this sneaker swatch signatures. If we go to this one, sneaker swatch signature, you can see on the back here, it's the exact same phrase. Again, this officially licensed material. How? Tell me how a shoe can be officially licensed by the NBA. You tell me. Or by Panini, right? Like, you can't. It's not possible. And so, I don't know what it is, but like, about this versus just regular patches. But for some reason, I find these type of things that are not patches, where they specifically call out how different the patch is, and then it turns out that patch has nothing to do with the player. I find that extremely aggravating. The last example I'll give is these things called sole of the game. So again, it's supposed to be sole, spelt like the bottom of the shoe, supposed to be part of this player's shoe. In this case, it's Keegan Murray. We scroll down here. The enclosed authentic memorabilia is not from any specific game or event. So again, it's never touched this player. But authentic memorabilia, what does that mean? Because we know it's never been touched by this player. And like, is someone afraid that the bottom of this shoe is from a fake Nike, like knockoffs from China? Like, what? Like, no, this is not, like, this is nothing. This sentence is nonsensical. And so I find this stuff here extremely aggravating about how little Panini cares. The fact that they can't even bother to think through the fact that this sentence on the back of the card is actually not true, because you can't license a shoe. But because they just use this phrase for any patch auto, then they just copy and paste it everywhere without even a thought as to whether or not this is true. So that is the end of my rant for today. Let me know if you agree down in the comment section down below. But like, what is the point of this card? What is the point of this card if the player has never touched it, but you're specifically highlighting the fact, oh, look, it's a cool letter. Look, it's a piece of his shoe. But then it's not actually his shoe. It's just like, for all you know, this could be from a woman's shoe, right? This could be from like hiking boots. You don't know. Like, maybe if you work in the shoe industry and you're familiar with shoe grip, you could tell me whether or not this is from a basketball shoe or a tennis shoe or whatever, and maybe this is from a basketball shoe. But it could be from like a woman's size 6 that I'm pretty sure Johnny Davis's foot would be 2 times the size of, and you wouldn't know. And maybe this is what they do at Nike with leftover shoes when they can't sell them anymore and they're now out of season. They ship them off to Panini for like $3 and say, hey, carve these up and put them in your fake sneaker swatch cards. Anyways, I'm starting to rant. Let me know down in the comments below whether you agree with me, like, or are you just like, these fake patches are just like every other fake patch. It's all the same stuff in these cards and they all don't matter. Or if you agree that for some reason the cards that focus specifically on the patches and they highlight how they're super special because it's from the shoe, it's from the letter on the back of his jersey, somehow that is more aggravating, because it is to me. And I should say, Panini is by far the worst offender, but they're not the only one. I know in Upper Deck, they do some manufactured patches as well. That also aggravates me, because again, you're highlighting a patch that has nothing to do with the player. But hey, I could go on and on and on. Anyways, thank you as always for listening and watching. I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers.